What's up, everybody? It's Will, and we're going to see if Suicide Squad meets your squad goals here on the Will West Show.
And I thought my jokes were bad.
Suicide Squad is the next chapter of the DC Extended Universe, featuring this team of villains, and they're trying to do a bit of good in the world in Midway City. There's this new crazy villain using a new blue portal, trying to destroy the world, and it is surprisingly good. I am shocked. I'm saying that right now. I was kind of like whatever. I hope it's good so I can love Batman and Superman and this. But now the script has flipped, and I didn't really love Batman versus Superman, and I am in love with this movie. It's obviously going to be compared to Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. I can see that right off the bat. But let's talk about the movie. First off, Will Smith as Deadshot is great. I'm not as familiar with Deadshot, but any intro I have to him is either from the Justice League cartoon. They had him prominently in Arrow, and he was great and stellar there. Definitely a little bit different than those interpretations, but Will Smith brings his charisma and just his awesome acting skills. I'm glad to see him being at least in a supporting role in this movie, and it was really great. I enjoyed him as Deadshot. He was one of the main characters in there. And that was solid, and we got to talk about Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She was phenomenal. I think the only other person that could probably tackle this just as well is Tara Strong doing the voice. And oh my goodness, she was great. She kicked a lot of ass. They did her backstory well with what time they gave to that, but just, oh my goodness, I am in love with this interpretation in this live-action version. And as you can see, no, you can't see, there's a glare on it, but there's a post, never mind, we're not going to talk about that. But it's great. Now we're going to transition into the other stuff. Ben Affleck shows up in this here as Batman. You saw it in the previews. He has a lot to do. He actually seems like the interpretation of Batman I love from the Zack Snyder run to the animated series. He's not as crazy as the Zack Snyder version. So I'm just going get David Ayer doing Batman. Ben Affleck, please just continue doing this. And Jared Leto is I'm still 50-50 on him. In this version, in this universe, he fits perfectly. Jared Leto does well with the material he's given. But I don't know if it's that look, the grill, all the tattoos and stuff, the little gangster Joker. He's doing that well. I fell in love with Heath Ledger's Joker and Mark Hamill as the Batman animated series Joker. I'm sorry, those are that's the standard right there. But Jared Leto, even though he is menacing and brings a lot to it, I would love to see it more before I have a final verdict on him. I just would have liked to see more of him. And as I'm hearing now, there are 3 cuts of this movie, and we're probably going to get a 3-hour cut of this when it comes to Blu-ray too. So maybe we will get more of that. I don't know, it seemed a little bit too crazy, a little bit too gangster for me. And now let's talk about some people that just stood out for me. Rick Flag, I'm not going yeah, Rick Flag, I'll grab every book with him in it, but Joel Kinnaman, he was RoboCop. He was actually pretty solid in this. He's sort of the leader who's just the parole officer trying to keep them all in line, and him and Deadshot kind of play off one another really well because they're both military men, or at least Deadshot was a former military man, so they back off one another oh hey, you're just killing people because you're a mercenary. And go, hey, whatever, at least I'm not trying to get my girlfriend, blah blah blah. There's so much chemistry right there between those two, and they keep butting heads. Let's see what else. El Diablo steals the show at one point in this movie several times. He's a pacifist through most of this, and then as you saw in the preview, Will Smith tries to piss him off so he can shoot the fire out. Holy crap, when he comes to play, he's not messing around. So El Diablo, everybody's gonna come away walking him, and Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang was perfect. I know. I don't really hate Jai Courtney. Jai Courtney's just kind of there. Just sort of I'm sort of here on YouTube. But I've seen him as Captain Boomerang, and it gives me a lot of hope for the Flash movie and the Rogues. Maybe we'll see him working with them. And I'm going to hint a little bit that maybe a certain Scarlet Speedster shows up when we talk about Captain Boomerang in the movie. I can't guarantee that, but maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Keep an eye out for that. What else? Amanda Waller now. She was great. I know. I feel I'm just using that word. I know there's more adjectives I could use, but this movie was all around solid. Viola Davis doesn't look like the cartoon Amanda Waller, or better yet, even the comic version, but some of her line deliveries and some of her actions showed me she was just like that character. When she's talking with there's a part where she's talking with somebody, and she's going, hey, like, you look tired, and like they have a little back and forth. I'm going like, that's just like the cartoon. I'm like, oh my god, yes, she got it right there. Or there's a moment where Will Smith like has his list of demands if he wants to join the Suicide Squad, and she's like, all right, I'll do all that, but you gotta like kill this person. And she's like, she will do the right thing, but I don't know. Amanda Waller's just, I'm not as familiar with her, but just through Justice League Unlimited, and I guess recently with more Arrow appearances, that's the Amanda Waller I know. We're gonna exclude the Green Lantern version because that one does not count. But my goodness, the villain. They showed this character in the trailers, but I gotta give the trailers credit here. They did not spoil who the villain was, but the villain is Enchantress, which seems more of like a villain that would be used during the Justice League Dark movie or Justice League Dark feature, but they seem to want to use her here. And that was actually Amanda Waller's pitch to use her. They're going, oh, hey, one of our agents got possessed by Enchantress, and I have the heart. As long as we can control the heart, we can control her. She could be our Superman. She could be our ace in the hole, like, and then we could get the Task Force X together. And that plan backfires on her. So, yeah, it's pretty solid. This movie is not perfect, though. I will say that. This movie is sort of like the Guardians of the Galaxy of the DC Universe in that it likes to use a lot of music to accentuate certain scenes. It's trying to make it its own awesome squad mix, I guess we'll call it. And I feel like the first half, they like hit music like that. And I'm just like, okay, guys, we get it. You're the Guardians of the Galaxy of this universe. Stop it. But the music did work well. It just, they were beating us over the head with Harley's bat with it. And I just brought up Enchantress. She's kind of forgettable, and her plan's about the same as almost every other villain. And like, there's just another blue light beam in the sky. I'm not like hating on that idea. I'm not even hating on the actress Cara Delevingne, but she was a generic villain. But hey, even Marvel has this issue a little bit. Besides Loki, and I will say Kingpin, but that's TV. Name one Marvel villain who has really, really stood out. I'm waiting. You can't name one, because they're all pretty much generic. I almost want to say Zemo has kind of won me over while I've thought about Civil War, but still, we're not here talking about that. We're here talking about Suicide Squad. And overall, guys, if I had to rate it, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I liked it. Like I said, it's not a perfect movie, but I think it's just the thing and just the direction DC needs to go. And they need to stop making movies with 3 crazy extended cuts. Just make one, trust that your filmmaker is doing it right, and get Zack Snyder the hell out of there. So those are my thoughts, guys. What do you guys think? Did you like Suicide Squad? Am I crazy? Should I be hating on it like all the other critics? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, when there's a will, there's a way. Thanks for watching.